close to her trembling words. The ground quakes as her song is heard. Waves crash and break her feet. This mountain won't bend in defeat. Volcano spirit weaves life from her moon.
My job is to check all the crates and make sure they haven't walked off. You might laugh, but I've seen it happen before. Nasty sight.
Well done, Five Claw. Let's hunker down and see what we can see.
Where are you damnable pirate? We need to talk.
Are we going to discuss how your thugs lost track of the cat? I may need to cut you out, Grandfatch. In more
Redley,
ways than one.
Let's get in there. What? Ronia?
Damned cat.
Intruders! Guard! To me!
This one will grab some documents. Make tracks, Five Claw.
I have no idea who you are, but you'll pay for this.
things have taken a turn, Five Claw. Of all the places this search could have led us, Raz did not think it would be to a dead eye of the Queen. Not to Ronia. It seems that way. This one supposes he should not be surprised. A spy faking their own death happens more often than you may think. But why? What of the treasure, this Red Blade persona? Raz smells a rotten tail lurking beneath his whiskers. Now. Sometimes, little kitten, Raz must do things he does not like. Up to and including making his friends think he has died. It was just at one time, Raz thinks. Is that right? Krenrendro. Oh, Moon Sugar Biscuits. Him? What an oaf. Cariel told Raz all about your adventure at Palat. Yes, just like Kryn. Former spies become claws in the side. A saying too real by half these days. No, not a bit. Ronia, Red Blade, whatever she calls herself now. Her goal is still the same. To find the bequest, form a pirate fleet, and plunder the ports of Tamriel. We have to stop her from finding the treasure. Ah, but during our daring escape, Raz helped himself to a few letters. It seems our friend was a prodigious scrivener. The letters may have the answers we seek. Seems the crime boss has connections all around the region. Raz will pass this along when we are done here. Reading is not Raz's favorite part of the job, but so it goes. You take some of these documents, Raz will read the others. Ronia was a legend among the eyes of the Queen, Five Claw. If she does not want to be found, we have a better chance of sniffing out a sweet roll in a tannery. Let's look through Grand Vatch's documents. They may give us a place to start. Raz thinks Eve regrets going into business with Red Blade. Hold your paws. Based on this, Red Blade is at a dig site on the coast, somewhere near Fawn's Thicket. Back into the fray, then. Raz will meet you at Fawn's Thicket, Five Claw.
Taking that aroma, folks. That's the Chef Raziz guarantee. You there, traveler. You look as adventurous as my taste buds. Care to help the greatest chef in Tamriel with an urgent task?
Did you hear? I knew it. This was all the fault of those damn druids. Well, some druids. But Count Stefan and that hero from the name. Well, at least House Mornard finally accomplished something.
I thought our troubles were over after all the death and destruction, but something worse is coming, Feda.
I feel it too, like a dark storm on the horizon.
I'm worried, Feda.
Search the castle. If there are more rogue knights, I want them in chains.
We routed them from the library, but I'll make sure nothing was damaged or stolen.
I sampled the wine. I think someone watered.
I'm glad to see you again, friend. I just wish your arrival didn't coincide with another crisis. A contingent of knights from the Society of the Steadfast entered the castle. Not in and of itself a concern, we are allies after all. But we weren't informed of a visit. When one of my knights saw them go into the library, she went to investigate. She discovered them ransacking the library. They attacked her, but she was able to fend them off and summon help. My knights routed the villains, but we're unsure if anything was stolen, or if there are more of them hiding elsewhere in the castle. The Ascendant Order? The rogue knights that gave you trouble back on High Isle. What would they be seeking in my castle? And those imposters must have been looking for the Druid King's crown. Come, we need to check the library at once. And later, I want to hear more about your accusations concerning Lord Bacaro. I assumed it would be safe enough locked in a case in the library until I could make other arrangements. We had no reason to believe the relics were in danger. Besides, I only returned to the castle a moment before you arrived. At the docks preparing to receive Lord Bacaro's ship and the relief supplies he promised. It never arrived. I suppose that was all part of the ruse based on what you just told me. Now, let's go make sure the crown is still safely locked away. The library is this way.
Fowl of fish. Both are on the menu.
Damn their eyes, they ransacked the place. Let's see if the case is still here.
Too late, fool. The crown belongs to the Ascendant Order now.
No, the case is empty. But how do they know to search the library, let alone behind the shelves? They stole the crown right out of my own castle. How is this possible? You said Lord Bacaro is behind this. I think you better tell me what you know. If you go back far enough, most Bretons have a druid hiding somewhere in their bloodline, but so many records have been lost. How could he be certain? Regardless, why the ruse with the peace talks and the Ascendant Order? So Bacaro was behind it all. The attempts on the lives of the Alliance leaders, the death of the Archdruids, of Raval and my father. Wait, Druid Laurel! The staff, Laurel and Free, are in danger! Orlaith may have believed in a new age, but Bacaro is leading us toward the Green Scourge. King Cassarain's prophecy of the return of the Druid King. It predicts two possibilities. Either an era of peace and harmony, or a time of nature run amok. Go to Glimmertarn and make sure Laurel and the staff are safe. I'll gather what knights I can spare. See if Captain Siravain is willing to aid us once more. I have a feeling we'll need all the help we can get to stop Bacaro and his Ascendant Order. Siravain is a mercenary, but she and her Gilded Blade proved themselves trustworthy against the Dreadsails and the Firesong. Since then, we've been paying her to help with the relief efforts. We needed every ship we could hire. I won't know until I ask. And if she refuses, you'll still have House Mornard at your side in the battle to come. Now hurry, my friend. Go make sure the staff and Druid Laurel are safe.
our prey. It won't last the day, it can't escape our sight, and soon we'll get a bite. Then the contest begins.
Druidkin! Oh, thank you.
A place of such beauty eases the ache of being so far from my time.
Rot in damnation! Lord Bacaro, he betrayed us! Lord Bacaro and a contingent of steadfast knights arrived with their usual crates of supplies. He took me aside, warned me that the Ascendant Order was after the Druid King's regalia. He wanted to make sure the staff was still safe. Blight it all. But I did just what you'd expect. He's our ally. Or I thought he was. I showed him that the staff was safe, and he grabbed it. Ordered his knights to hold us back. He has all 3 of the regalia, friend. All 3. We tried to resist, but we were no match for his knights. Then Bacaro displayed the regalia, proclaimed himself the Druid King, and commanded Free to follow him. And they did. That's when Lady Arabelle arrived. Wait, Stefan, is he all right? As soon as I explained what happened, Lady Arabelle and her companions went after Bacaro. I told them we saw him leading Free toward Ifre's path. I stayed behind to tend to the wounded. But this smacks of the Green Scourge. I'll go with you. How should I know how that blighter thinks? Lady Arabelle told me that he's the Ascendant Lord, which now makes sense. As soon as he revealed his treachery, his knights threw off their cloaks and revealed themselves to be the Ascendant Order. I'm not sure. Other than Orlaith, no one else has ever attempted to claim the title. At least not to my knowledge. Is it enough to just possess the regalia? Is that why he needs Free? To legitimize his claim? I'm not sure. Still, this is bad. In every way. Everything I know tells me the Druid King can command nature. Wield it like a tool or a weapon. If the title is taken by force, The prophecy tells us it begins an age of destruction. The Green Scourge. It's from the dream of Kasserine, the prophecy of the Druid King. One choice, one will, one binding word shall bless or scourge all lands. Since those lines were carved into the Telling Stone, they've become the basis for our two possible futures. The blessing of the Green Reward, or the curse of the Green Scourge. One ushers in an age of harmony with nature. The other predicts a world under siege by an angry and vengeful wilderness. Two possibilities. One Druid King. The Druids have argued about that for generations. From what you found at Ivyheim, it's clear Kasserine believed the reward would come when the Circles reunited and selected a new king, while a usurper would summon the Scourge. A tyrant like Bakaro.
We lost Bakaro in Ifre's path. Lady Arabelle is still out there.
Thank you, Nairon. The Druidkin and I will take it from here.
An inspired find, Tamid.
Over there. That's one of Lady Arabelle's companions.
Five Claw! Oh, thank the moons! The others followed! Lady Arabelle is very brave. Barely recovered from nearly dying, and already chasing villains into a desolate and scary valley. Hurry, Five Claw. You must go help her. Zaji decided to wait out here for you, Five Claw. Yes, Zaji waited to direct you. It is easy to get lost in such places, yes? Lady Arabelle followed the Ascendant Lord. Should Zaji call him that now? Oh, thank you, Five Claw. Zaji will go back to the Druid village and wait for you there. Look for Casca. She is a great tracker. If she hasn't found Bakaro yet, she will shortly.
They went this way. Look, that's the giant cat that accompanied Lady
Good to
Arabelle.
smell you, Five Claw. Rivanna thinks Bakaro came here for a purpose. He's not far ahead. Rivanna told me to wait here. She wanted to make sure that Druid Laurel or whoever came after us knew where to go. She doesn't know what the Ascendant Lord is up to exactly, but she's sure he came to this place for a reason. They headed west and followed Bakaro into Ifre's path. Bakaro left some knights behind to slow us down, but I took care of them. Did you happen to see Zaji on your way here? Now that you're here, I'll head back too. I could be more helpful at the Druid village than in a cramped cavern. You might not believe this, but sometimes my size can be a hindrance. Just make sure to bite Bakaro a few times for me.
The ruins on the western wall of the Hollow. That's got to be where everyone headed.
A potent find, Tamid. For furnishing, perhaps.
Over here, my friend. Lady Arabelle followed them through that door. Lady Arabelle said you'd find us. told me to wait here and point the way. She followed Bacaro, the Ascendant Lord, through that door over there. Go help her. I'm still not sure she's fully recovered from the effects of the poison. Just speculation, really. Ifray's path is a sacred place, and such locations contain power if you know how to draw upon it. Bacaro is going to need all the power he can get if he wants to press his claim as the Druid King. The Stonelore Circle, at least, will never accept his claim, not unless forced to. Not to mention the Three Alliances. Bacaro is going to need more than the regalia and his small army of knights to accomplish his ultimate goal, to rule all of Tamriel. She's definitely on the mend, but she should be resting. Running after the so-called Ascendant Lord can be hazardous to her condition in a number of ways. Go after her, my friend. Keep her safe and deal with Bacaro before things get worse.
All these plants were recently torn away. This door must have been hidden for ages. That's Lady Arabelle. What's she
Careful,
doing?
dears. And now don't be alarmed, dear, but I happen to have stepped where I shouldn't have. I suppose I owe Druid Ravana an apology. The lingering effects of the poison do seem to have made me somewhat discombobulated. A pressure plate, I think. Some sort of trap put here who knows when, and by who knows who. That can wait, though. I followed Lord Bacaro in here. He met with a group of druids. Firesong, I think. He promised them vengeance against the Stonelore. The nature spirit? Yes, they were here. I couldn't quite tell if they were a prisoner or not. Bacaro did say he needed them to talk to Ifray's path, whatever that means. You need to go after them, my dear. Oh, I agree. But that's not going to be done quickly. And as long as I remain in place, we are all perfectly safe. You go on ahead. Druid Laurel can stay here and help me disarm this insidious contraption.
Don't move, Lady Arabelle. Let me see what I can do.
Not a muscle, dear lady. Go, my friend. Find Bacaro and free.
Someone approaches. Don't let them reach the ritual site.
The Ascendant Lord will rule on the Iron Throne.
Ascendant Knights.
Do not do it.
Obey your king, Soa. The spirit here will awaken and do my bidding. The prophecy demands it. start by punishing the Stone Law. Servants of Ifray, come forth! Obey your king. Destroy the Stone Law Circle and their allies.
Give us strength. Nebashvar, it is done.
Interesting. An old druidic summoning chamber. I want to examine these carvings.
Damn my clumsiness. If not for the fact that we were delayed by that trap, we could have been here to help you with that creature. Then maybe Lord Bacaro wouldn't have been able to slip away. I assume this was at least in part a test of sorts, to see if he could actually call forth a spirit and command it. Plus, he wanted to prove to his followers that he is worthy of the Druid King's regalia. Somewhere he can further strengthen and consolidate his power, especially since he knows we're onto him. Druid Laurel is examining the stone carvings. Perhaps they can tell us something. Take a look and talk to her, dear.
These carvings tell an interesting story. Take a look, my friend. This carving shows the Druid King binding a spirit into Mount Firesong. Examine the carvings, and I'll tell you what I think they mean. This carving depicts the spirit slumbering within the volcano. See the Druid King's regalia? This carving indicates a possible future. See how the spirit awakens and the volcano erupts? It's a warning. Ancient druids called upon the spirits of the green at their own peril. Only the Druid King was ever able to do so safely. It's why we abandoned the practice long ago. This is where they did it. At least where some of them did it. Like so much of the ancient knowledge that remains, these carvings are open to interpretation. Obviously, we can see the spirits of the green. Forces of nature in the bosom of Ifray. Then we see a spirit slumbering beneath Mount Firesong. Very much so. And the spirit must be extremely powerful due to how sacred Mount Firesong is. I think that's what the final carving tells us. Let the sleeping spirit lie. For generations, that's been one of the Firesong's primary purposes. I think Bacaro plans to call forth the spirit of Mount Firesong with the Druid King's regalia. With a spirit of that magnitude, the armies of Tamriel won't stand a chance. Go to Vastir, and tell Stefan to prepare his ships. We must go to Ifelon.
If we're going to stop Bacaro, we're going to need help. Go to Castle Mornard and rally Count Stefan's knights. I'll make sure the rest of us are ready.
thought our troubles were over after all the death and destruction, but something worse is coming, Feda.
I feel it too. Like a dark storm on the horizon.
I'm worried, Feda.
I hope you'll reconsider. This threat endangers us all.
The Gilded Blades aren't mercenaries to call on to clean up your mess, Count Stefan.
My knights are ready, but Captain Siravane isn't convinced she wants to join us in this particular fight. But never mind that. Is Druid Laurel all right? Is the Sacred Staff safe? Damn it all to oblivion! At least Laurel is all right. I've assembled what knights I can spare, but we could really use Siravane and the Gilded Blades. Maybe you can convince her to help. I'd appreciate it. I've been banging my head against that particular wall for hours now. Remind her that if Lord Bacaro takes control of the archipelago, any safe ports she has on Galen will evaporate like a drop of water in a hot skillet.
I can never get enough of the food you landbound eat. It's so delicious. The Lordling sent you over to convince me to help, didn't he? My answer is the same. Why should I care about your political drama? And that concerns me how, exactly? If Druids want a king or not, that's their business, not mine. Sea Lord Nalos was my problem, and I took care of it. What happens on Galen next doesn't matter to me. Just because our purposes aligned once doesn't mean we'll sail side by side forever, mercenary. We both wanted Nalos dead, and now he is. That was a win for both of us. I'd need a more compelling reason to risk my crew again. That is certainly something I hadn't considered. I do like the safe haven that the Lordling has provided us with. And what was that about allies? Bacaro is working with the Fire Song? All right. You convinced me. My ship is yours, for now.
I knew you'd come around, Siravane. Let's meet at the Vastir docks.
I'm still not sure why they called me here. Patience.
Lost are we, tragedy, we rush and grow.
It's good to see you, dear. And is that Count Stefan? Glad House Mornard could join us, Your Excellency. Captain Zaji's ship is ready to sail. Next stop, Ifalon. Well, here we are, right in the middle of a story that might be too outrageous for even Investigator Vale to tackle. Luckily, we have you. I still can't truly believe it. Bacaro, the Ascendant Lord. Let's get aboard the skiff and go, dear.
My particular skills lean more toward healing than battle. But I'll do whatever I can to help you stop Lord Bacaro.
I'm worried about Free, and what Lord Bacaro may be doing to them. The sooner we can get to Ifalon, the better as far as I'm concerned.
Druid Laurel said something about fighting an angry volcano spirit. She was joking, yes? Please, Walker, Tell Zaji that we will not be sailing the Pounce too close to the volcano. This one would rather not see his beloved ship go up in flames.
I don't know a lot about druids and spirits, but I do know how to fight. I'll be with you every step of the way, Five Claw. You can count on me.
House Mornard and its knights are with you. We'll follow in Captain Siravain's vessel.
You'd rather sail with that puny cat on a sorry excuse for a fishing scow. Suit yourself. If it actually survives the voyage, we'll see you on Ifalon.
What an honor it is. Looking for a deal?
May we walk paths as many
Ingrid Van
as
speaks highly of
Akka.
you. If you're high in her esteem, you're high in mine.
Come, Laurel, Ravana, and I talked during the voyage. If Lord Bacaro truly means to awaken the spirit of the volcano, he's going to need to do it from inside Mount Firesong. And since he knows we're coming, he'll throw everything he has in our way. Sleight of hand, my dear. Count Stefan and Captain Siravain landed farther up the beach. While our allies draw attention at the main entrance, you and I will follow in their wake and find another way into the mountain. Laurel wasn't sure, but she thinks she remembers a cave to the right of the main entrance. Let's search around. If nothing else presents itself, we'll see where that cave leads.
The Ascendant Order's forces pulled back to the main entrance into the mountain. Siravain and her pirates went after them. We arrived before your ship and took the lead. Lady Arabelle wanted us to clear a path, and we've done what we can. We ran into a large contingent of Ascendant Knights. Siravain and the Gilded Blades chased them back to the main entrance.
Ascendant Order barnacles are cowards. They flee at the first sign of a worthy opponent. I assumed these Ascendant Order knights were going to provide a challenge, but they ran the moment we began to cut them down. They did mention the Ascendant Lord, though. He's definitely inside the mountain.
Georgette, it is done.
The spot Laurel mentioned should be just ahead. The cave Laurel suggested. It must be behind those vines. This tunnel cuts deep into the mountain. Hopefully, it will lead us to Lord Bacaro. Firesong Druids, proceed with caution, dear.
The Druid King calls forth the spirit of the volcano. Soon our enemies will perish in lava and flame.
Bacaro is stopped. We have to hurry. Is rising.
Awakened. Wind vortex. Must summon. Keep them back while I sing. Keep them back while I sing. into it, and it will get you to safety, friend of Laurel. Bacaro wields the regalia. He commands the spirit to awaken, and
Lord
now
Bacaro
the
truly
Volcano
is
awakens
insane.
too.
Stay with Free, my friend. I need to warn the others.
Return my
The
tummy
False
to
King
me.
is farther up the mountain. I will help in any way I can. Lord Bacaro wields the Druid King's regalia with such force, I could not resist his commands. He forced me to awaken the mountain spirit, but he is not the true Druid King. Not until the three circles become one and proclaim him as such.